Alright, hi, my name is Cecil Hannon, and I did Derek Jeter, the captain. The book is called The Captain, The Journey of Derek Jeter. It's written by Ian O'Connor. So, he was born in Pequannock, New Jersey, but he moved to Michigan at a very early age, and he loved baseball as soon as he was born. He wanted to play at Michigan State University, but the Yankees ended up drafting him before he could go to college. So when he was 18, he was drafted in 1992. But as soon as he was drafted, the Yankees found a bunch of problems with how he played, so they put him in a AAA minor league training academy almost for a couple years. But in 1996, he made his debut for the Yankees, and he and the Yankees ended up winning a series title in his first year, and he got the Rookie of the Year award, which is a big year for him. But in 1997, they lost the playoffs in the first round, but for 3 years in a row, from 1998 to 2000, they won 3 series in a row, and Jeter had 4 rings in his first 5 years, and he was going for 5 in 2001. They made it to the playoffs again, and in Game 4, that was a historical game. It was the first game to go into November baseball because the series always went into October and not in November, but that was the first game it went into November. And he was up for bat in the 12th inning in overtime, and he blasted a homer. He got his name Mr. November, and they won the game. It was, the Yankees were up 3-1, but the Diamondbacks won the next 3 games in a row and won, which was pretty sad. And they made it back to the playoffs, the series again in 2003, but they lost again to the Seattle Marlins. And from 2004 to 2008, he had some problems with how he was playing. He was rated probably the worst defensive infielder by many people. He wasn't a very good defensive player. He was known for batting, hitting, but he was bad with his defense, so he had to do a little bit of special training, but he got back into it. But that was one of the problems he had throughout his career. But in 2009, he went back to the playoffs, and this time he won. He got his 5th ring. But from the rest of his career, he never won again. But he did get 5 rings, which was a lot for a player. He broke many records, like his hits, which was 465, which was like 800 above the other record before that. And he had a great impact on society because he had some pretty good traits, like he was selfless, he was a good playmaker, and he was humble. He never used any drug use of any kind, and in the 90s especially, it was a hard time for baseball. Many people were gained away of using performance-enhancing drugs, including some of his teammates and A-Rod, who came later. But he never used any, and when he was named captain of the Yankees in 2003, it pretty much all stopped for the Yankees and even for some other teams. And he was also pretty humble. He never made like historical deals, even though he could. Like A-Rod made a deal which was 10 years, $252 million. But Jeter, he was pretty much as good as A-Rod, and so he had a 10-year, $189 million deal. So he saw himself as not as good a player as most people thought he was. He knew he didn't deserve all that money. Like he respected his fans and other players. He never saw himself as a big star like the other Yankees of his time. And he was always a great playmaker. He would make plays for the Yankees in situations. For one example, since he played infielder, but one game the other team blasted a homer. It was looking to be a homer, but Jeter ran all the way to the end of the stadium, and even though he was an infielder, he ran and got the ball and left in the stands, but nobody was in the first row, so he destroyed his face, pretty much. But he was a great player, and he impacted many teams, many players. Like everyone, I can't say everyone loved him, but you couldn't like hate on him. He was such a great player. He was calm, collected, he was quiet, and yeah, I'd recommend the book for you if you like baseball. But some of the parts are confusing with the stats and overall like terms. But if you like that sort of stuff, it would be a good book for you.